Hi, and welcome to Andy's Let's Plays. Today we're playing Tera. Howdy guys, welcome to Andy's Big Sorcerer Let's Play, episode number 93. We are in Castanica, and our first move is going to be heading over to the east here, where there is this Serpentis Isle zone. We have a quest out in that direction. I believe it is Latas. Find Latas at Viper Camp. So, due to the fact that these quests seem to sort of be, I don't know, on the side and not directly our main story quests, we're going to go ahead and pursue these. Shouldn't take us too long to wipe them out, but there'll be lots of good XP in the process. In addition, due to some troublesome scheduling and whatnot, I'm not able to run the dungeon or try to find a group today, so that precludes trying to do that this episode, unfortunately. I know I had kind of planned on that at the end of last episode, but I think we'll either end up doing it next time or just continuing with our questing and not doing it, although I would like to try and get it done. As I said last time, due to item levels and whatnot, I think we're probably going to have to just get a guild person to help us with that, but we'll see. So, first off, Myconars. These little guys can go down pretty quickly. Bam! Alright, good. We gotta take out 8 groups of Myconars. Looks like it's just requiring us to actually directly kill them, not get any items from them, which is good. That works out well for us. Where's the other one that was part of that group? I don't see them. They must be over the hill here. We'll just look down the side. I don't know. Usually they pull in groups of 2, so that's a little weird. There's another one taken care of. We'll hit this guy with a couple of spells as well. Good. And we'll shield up. We should be able to grab some Essence of Life here. I thought they pulled in groups of 2, but this indicates they only pull in onesies. So I guess the first one pulled that way because we cast our spell on 2 guys at once. There's another one down. So they pose very little threat to us in our current sped up condition, which is good. That's certainly nice to fight them like that. Come on, vicious Myconar. Dang it, he dodged our attack. And boom. Just a little slower than fighting him with overchannel, or not overchannel. This. Bam, bam, bam. Alright, good. And once we get these guys, we're going to head down the hill where there are more enemies for us to fight. Boars and goodness knows what else. I think there's saber-tooths, boars, turtles, all sorts of things to be fought. 11 Myconars. Good. One of the best parts about this is just having the extra XP of fighting mobs directly, rather than doing quests where we're moving from one place to another and just delivering messages, which can usually be done very rapidly. Granted, we do get the extra fun and XP of getting to fight mobs, so depending on what you prefer, really either type of quest can be better, but because the combat's so fun, this is a very nice type of quest. We will Come on, into the circle. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect performance, Vicious Mykonar. I love it. Alright, and here's another pair, and then we'll be done with them. That's 15, and we should be able to take out 16 without too much trouble. Oh, hello. Alright, maybe we'll fight 17 of them, since this guy decided to aggro us as well. Come on. There we go. Alright, good. That took out 17 of them. But we only get credit for 16. That's okay. It still gives us XP. Alright, anytime. So what's next? Next we will throw on a few charms. And then it looks like we are going to need some long tusk hoof. And the claw riders we are probably not going to do. So let's see. Is that oh, that was a Mykonar. That is a long tusk. So what's up, long tusk? Shield up. Throw down a little of that. And Glacial Retreat, which regularly surprises me. Glacial Retreat does far more damage than I would normally think. You know, better than the alternative, certainly. We don't want abilities that do way less damage than we think they should, but it's always funny to me how I'll just try to get away from something and end up killing it with Glacial Retreat. That or wiping out large groups of small guys that crowd around you. It's just amazing for that. Frankly, I'm not sure why people would use the normal jump back ability with Glacial Retreat available. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Huh. That guy also didn't pull in a pair of two, so I don't know what's up with that. Bam. Alright. As powerful as we are now with our increased casting speed and whatnot, until we really need to, I don't want to try to take on a big Bam. Just because they are going to be difficult. They're still going to be very difficult, and they only seem to get harder as time goes on, so we haven't really fought many Bams in quite a while. So it's not something to take lightly, I don't think. Let's see. We still got our shield up. And I'll do a little of this. Dash a Magma Bomb and a Plasma Blast. Boom. That was pretty cool. We were like running along with the blast. Be the Plasma Blast. Or Void Pulse or whatever. Let's see here. 3, 2, 1. This might get us a little unfriendly attention. Oh boy. This type of attack is more dangerous than ever without our possible reset of the Magma Bomb cooldown. I've come to rely on that a certain amount because it does give us some drastically increased and very quickly usable offense. So that's something to look into getting as soon as possible. I may end up actually redoing the spec a little bit in order to pick that up as soon as we get another level or two. We'll have to see. So that's that. 4 Sabertooths. We still need more long tusks as well. Bam. 5 Sabertooths. Good. One thing I should mention is this episode is being recorded just post the QOA 2 patch, so I believe that Battlegrounds are only accessible to level 60 players, but in the future I will try to confirm that, figure out what the deal is with those, and then we should be able to begin to do some Battlegrounds. Or rather, we won't be able to do Battlegrounds, but once we're able to, we will. You know, we'll look forward to that. If we can do it pre-60, great. If not, then it'll need to be something that we do sort of at the end. So, we'll see. Bam, bam, bam. Frill Fang, Sabertooth. They seem so slow without our increased attack speed. It's kind of funny. If only it increased our cooldown, or decreased our cooldown time by the same amount, that'd make it even more ridiculously overpowered. We'd be able to fire off a whole bunch of ice lances real fast, that kind of thing. I hear there's a quest like that. I've mentioned it before, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know when it is, and I suspect it's probably like level 58 or something silly like that, so it won't be for a while that we get to do that. Or it won't be for a while until we get to do that. I don't know, that's a weird sentence phrasing. But, yeah. We won't be doing that soon. Oh my goodness, we're out of mana. And bam, we just got more mana. Mid-combat. That's awesome. We're actually able to execute our mana recovery attack. Well, it's hardly an attack, but it's a mana recovery maneuver. Tactical maneuver. Mid-combat. Because of the increased casting speed. Oh, hello. Hello, boar. Mr. Long Tusk. No, now you're going running away behind the tree? Get back here. Bam. Alright. That's that guy taken care of. And... Okay. We'll try to get some of these. So one thing I've noted is, while recording, I typically have a frame rate of around 30 FPS. If in the future we're in dungeons and things like that, and we have trouble with frame rate, I can lower that. I generally like to keep it at the top because it looks nice, and I think that people would probably enjoy that, seeing it at the high graphics, especially since I do drop to 30 frames per second when I encode the video, and when it goes up to YouTube it only comes to you at 30 frames per second. It seems a little silly to try and record drastically faster than that, but I do want to avoid graphical hiccups and whatnot. In order to pin down the problems with that, though, it should be only a few more episodes before I end up in a slightly different internet situation and whatnot, which will hopefully give me a faster connection, letting me worry less about latency, which has fortunately been somewhat of a minor issue. Hopefully it'll become not an issue at all, and I'll be able to do more like streaming and that type of thing. So we'll see. But with any luck, pretty soon we'll have reduced latency, and that will help me to rule out latency as an issue. Now, if I do rule out latency as an issue, if you guys have any particular preference, I can try and just turn the graphics down a little bit without messing it up, and you know, we'll see what type of performance we get. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it. I mean, right now, if I were to turn the graphics down, let me just try adjusting them, see what it does. Hang on. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the options here, we'll go to video, and we are currently playing on graphics quality preset 6. We're getting about 31 frames per second right now. If I drop it to 4 and apply that, we get about 17 frames per second, which pops back up to about 30 again. So that's sitting at pretty steady 30, so no real improvement. We drop to about 2. Oh wow, okay, so we lose a lot of terrain there. But we are sitting at like 33 frames per second. But this, I mean, look how sparse this looks. It just looks kind of weird. I don't like it. So I'm going to go back in here. We'll go, oh, not social, options, video, and we will go ahead and apply that back. So there we go. We are back at, it takes just a second for the models to load up, but we are back at our full graphics settings. And in my opinion, it looks much better. So I think we'll stick with this. I know that I don't think I've done really any sort of discussion of the graphical presets and whatnot in Tera up until this point. So I figured I may as well take a look at it, see what you guys think. You know, I want you guys to have something that's enjoyable to watch, and you know, if that means compromising a little bit of the graphics. And oh my god, why did we aggro like every pig on the whole damn island? What the heck? Hello, angry pigs. My goodness. So anyway, if that means reducing the graphics quality a little bit in order to provide a smoother viewing experience for you all, then, you know, I'm more than happy to do that. But for now, I think we probably can get away with high graphics. It doesn't seem to really bias more than about 5 or 6 frames per second on average. And, you know, in high stress sort of situations, like when we go into the Nexus and stuff later on, apparently around level 58 or so, we'll be able to do something like that. Okay, we can't attack that guy from there. Here we go, we'll fight him from here. But yeah, apparently later on, we will be able to go into the Nexus pre-level 60. So, you know, we'll look at doing that. And oh no, somebody just left the guild. And we'll see. We may turn our graphics down for that just to try and get some better results in terms of frame rate. Since understandably, with like hundreds of people swarming around, that's apparently one of the most graphically intensive places. Mainly due to CPU, not the graphics card, but we'll see. I really don't know what to expect, and I'll have to kind of try and do some testing there myself prior to recording, which is one reason I'm a little happy that my Lancer has passed my Sorcerer in level by a decent enough amount that I'm able to see this content beforehand. Not the Nexus, I haven't been there yet, so don't count me out in terms of showing you guys stuff pretty much as soon as I experience it. But yeah, I have not been to Nexus yet, but I do plan on going there on my Warrior and doing stuff like that prior to being on my Sorcerer and seeing that content. You know, I just think that it'll provide a better experience overall if I'm able to show you it, and it's pretty smooth. So, I want to see how that turns out. We'll see. Anyways, we are wrapping up fighting the Kamaras here, which are certainly taking long enough. They are relatively slow to fight, being turtles and whatnot. I'm sad to fight turtles, but I have to for the quest. Bam, bam, bam. Except for the ones that jump on top of me, those turtles are total jerks. Alright, we will shield up again. And we've got some Claw Riders about, but we don't want to fight them, since they will not be easy for us. Well, that's interesting. Do we have to collect arms crates? There's arms crates on the beaches. Let's see what that is. Hello, Mr. Kamara. Nice. What are you, arms crate? I don't know what that is. I think that's something for a quest. We'll probably get it shortly. But for now, fire, 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 bam, 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 bam. Taken out. Did we even get credit for that guy? I think we did. Oh yeah, it's just... Well, no, actually... I don't think we did. I didn't see the thing pop up saying Kamara Shell when we killed him, so... Oh, it's because it's their shells, not just killing them. RNG. Random number generation. Is responsible for some great frustrations in games, and I know that a lot of people are very much... See, like that guy who didn't get any credit. Killed him, he was just as difficult as all the others, for the most part, so... Seems a little silly not to get credit, but yeah, people get a little irritated about RNG because a lot of people, well, I don't know if I can say a lot of people. Some people see it as a stand-in for content, since it tends to take longer to progress through content that's RNG controlled. It can take you quite a while to gather Kamara shells if you're unlucky at getting them, or you can move through it very quickly, so... It tends to frustrate people because of that, sort of the fickleness of it. They don't have the same... It's not like you run a dungeon, you automatically get a weapon out of it. You know, that can be regulated with quests, and people seem to like that type of thing since they know exactly what they're getting for their time investment. What people don't like, at least many people don't like, is the idea that you can invest time or whatever, you know. When you spend gold on items, you're basically spending your time, from what I understand, since you have to invest time to get the gold. And that's either through working a job, buying a chrono scroll with the money you get for your job, and then converting that into gold in-game by selling it to another player, or by playing the game, gathering gold in-game, and buying chrono scrolls from other people. So you can kind of convert time to gold and vice versa. As a result, basically people don't like the RNG idea that they can invest time into doing something, whether that's enchanting an item or, you know, running a dungeon, and then not get a good item out of it, or not get the new one from the dungeon, or whatever. You know, it's kind of, you either roll with it and you know, enjoy the game, or you can get upset about it. I tend to take kind of a go with it and have fun type approach. You know, RNG can be really unfortunate sometimes, and sometimes it can be a heck of a lot of fun, so I'm not one to bash it outright. Sometimes it does irritate me, but then again, it's going to be tough to design any game mechanic that's both not irritating and challenging, so... And, you know, everybody agrees on it, so... You want to have at least some randomness to your game, otherwise every single playthrough will be exactly the same, and I don't just mean in content areas. I mean, you can do the exact same thing and automatically end up at the same point, and that tends to kind of stifle differences between characters, so, you know, it can be tough. You can use RMG sometimes to patch holes in, you know, having a splintered sort of path where your characters can develop in a bunch of different ways and people can pick their own stuff. But ideally you'd have enough content and whatnot that RNG would be minimal. I think Tera's got a lot of content. I think that they use more RNG than maybe is entirely necessary, but it's a style, and I'm enjoying it, so, you know, that's all I really have to say about that, I guess. It irritates me sometimes when people bash a particular game design decision just because it's not what they really would have done or like, or it doesn't suit their particular playstyle. If that's the case, then, you know, you just gotta make a choice at some point whether you're enjoying the game and it's worth the time investment, or you're not. And, you know, in that case, it might not be the game for you. But there are a lot of games out there, and people need to find what they enjoy spending their time on, because, you know, that's what MMOs basically boil down to. It's a time sink when it comes down to it. You're spending time on it, and so, you know, you can either choose to enjoy the time that you spend on it or not. And I try to enjoy all the time I spend on the game. I find pretty much everything I do really fun, even when it is frustrating. So just try and keep that in mind when people are playing. When you hear people get upset about games, you just want to have fun. So let's see here. We have, oh my goodness, a whole nother camp. Alright, for the ladies. Ooh, la la. Claws and effects. Flotsam or Jetsam. Turn that in. Here's another one, Scales of Justice. There we go. And population control. Wow, is that all of them? I think so. Okay, so we'll come out here. I don't think we are going to manage to finish all of these quests this time. We only have a few more minutes here, but I will try and make some headway on them, since we should be able to either continue doing these next time or go into our dungeon. At this rate, though, it's entirely likely we may just pursue the rest of these quests and not try to double back. We'll have to see. If this is really... This does look like it's locking us out of quite a few quests. Yeah. Alright, I'll have to talk to people in guild. See if we can run through that next time just to get it out of the way. Since I don't want us to be locked out of quests. Understandably. Trouble is, it's difficult to set aside sort of the time for a double episode plus other things, you know, additional processing time and whatnot. It throws the schedule sort of wonky when I do that, so I'll have to see what I can do. We're just gonna fight general creatures here for a few minutes and then head back, or rather I will end the episode, and then I usually like to chill in town, as you guys know at this point, since we always want our rested XP. Come on, Fire Blast. Huh, yes. Oh no. All of our abilities are on cooldown right as we're using our speediness. Okay, good. Gather up this stuff. Good, 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 and good. Although these Nagas are scary. Naga Battle Master. I'm gonna come over here. Throw down a little fire on these spiders. I don't know for sure if they're spiders, but they certainly look like spiders to me, and if you're gonna be called an arachnid, you don't get much right to complain about being called a spider, because arachnid, it's pretty darn close. And if that's gonna be where they split hairs, then they need to pick a different name, in my humble opinion. So let's see here. Gather up this Tera plant, and then next time we will come back and fight some more things. Boars, spiders, turtles, whatever else. So, thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Hopefully we'll be headed into a dungeon, or we'll be back fighting spiders. We'll see. Only time will tell. So, see you then.